Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not a happy camper today. Today, I'm not a happy camper by any means. Is this gonna load? Are you gonna load? Did you just come inside of me? Penis. And you know what the best part is? I can't even check. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is a wonderful live stream so far. I'm so excited. I could hardly hide it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can make a sound here. My goodness. Let's see if I can make a sound. You know what I love? I love that fucking YouTube. All right. I've been having a fucking issue all day with my internet. My internet's been absolutely atrocious, absolutely all day. I've been trying to upload, but for some reason YouTube tends to stop mid-upload. So I just decided, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. And I feel like I've been angry, just in a sense of, look at this. What is that? I hope this is the settings that I have on my computer and not how it actually looks like. Okay, so it's on 140p on my computer. Let's go to 720p and see how that looks like. So I've had literally shite internet all day. I'm about to punch this monitor. So I've been having shite internet. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I've been having shit internet all day. I haven't been able to upload, and I feel like I've been hawked up on this fucking Death Wish coffee to the point where it's gotten me just irrationally upset at random things. So I don't think I've compiled more of a compilation of me being upset at I don't know, just random things than during today and this lovely video cycle. So tomorrow, today's video is gonna go tomorrow, and then hopefully I'm gonna be able to upload. Like, see right now, disconnected. Right now, disconnected. Apparently, having a live stream in the background is too much for the internet to handle. Which means, you know what? I'm about to either take out my problem by visiting the nearest school and changing some lives, or I'm just gonna never upload videos ever again because today's been absolutely absurd in terms of fucking nightmares. Yeah, because here I'm doing this on my phone. You see this? I have the perfect capacity to upload a live stream, right? That looks good from a camera to this phone. But you know what the problem is? I can't do that because the internet here seems to be shittier, shittier than my adolescent little brother and his ability to speak, who happens to be autistic. I appreciate the production quality. Yeah, yeah. You know what? If you're expecting anything different from this channel, then you, my friend, are mistaken. You're definitely mistaken. Let's see. All jokes aside, are you scared Wednesday America might end? What is this most ridiculous thing? We're gonna go through some changes, but America ending is an absurd mentality to have. Is that a pregnancy test? No, it's a cheese. It's a cheese. Yeah, I thought even in my 720p, you'd be able to essentially see that this is a little bit of a piece of cheese. If you want, I could use this, which is my ball cream. I'll use that. That's a better meme. Piggy the philanthropist. I'm sure any school would be happy to have you. Wouldn't that be great if I managed to convince a school that hey, do you guys want me to talk at your school and give a little bit of a talk as to online and social media, and then I show up with my fucking channel and Instagram and TikTok, and then do some sort of speech as to how I don't know, some sort of expert in it. I feel like that would be quite the thing. Maybe I should do that with the old place that I worked at. Hit them up and be like, hey guys, in the time that I've been fired, I've amassed a social media following, and some of your kids will be interested in that. So I'd be glad to go over there and impart my wisdom on those children. And if there are any ones that are turning 18, make sure to give them my business card. I'll do the uh, I'll do the thing from the Magic Hall. I'll do the thing from the Great Magic Hall that I was showing on the Illusionist Discord this morning. I was showing my propensity for this. Not my propensity, sorry, rather, wrong word. But I was showing my amazing paddle move with the card. I was doing that this morning, which lets you know I spent way too much time this morning on that Discord. I think that's maybe what completely ruined my internet because they said, hey, this is too much virginity for a bandwidth. There's no way that we could tolerate the amount of virginity in this particular Discord and let you have normal internet. So see, right now it ended again. That could be funny. Do it like Borat. Yeah. I've always had a fantasy of going back to that place and just recording myself doing absurd things, like setting fires, changing lives in that sense. So that's we'll see. Time will be the test of that. But as far as what the preview is for this week's videos, I have one that's going to be called 5 decks of cards that'll get you laid. That's one that I'm working on. The one that's going to be for tomorrow is going to be a video on Jerry Andrus, who's one of my favorite magicians of all time. So that's a little bit on the virgin side, but I think it's going to be something that people would be a little bit, at least a little bit interested in. I've realized that a lot of people on the channel are actually magicians that care about magic. And if I keep making videos as to how magic sucks, well, then what's the motivation to look at that? Because your whole life is revolved around magic. So what I'm gonna do is just throw a bone every once in a while, and say, hey guys, don't go. Here's some stuff related to magic that you might find value in. Here you go. Don't go elsewhere. I still appreciate magic, but also you're a virgin. So that's what I'm gonna do. I feel like that's what I'm gonna do here. You spend too much time not getting pussy. Yeah, by your standard, not getting pussy, which again, you being the worst wingman of all time, and then you say, "No, dude, I gave you an alley oop, dude. You don't understand. I gave you an alley oop. I presented you the vagina." Of which case, I feel like your ability and your thought process of thinking that you were presenting something lets me know that you're actually a retard and not just as a joke. Especially looking back at the previous ham radio stream, I shouldn't even be wearing the shirt out of anger, out of the fucking retardation that you do on the show. Because I was listening back and I listened to the entirety of the show and I heard nothing but rumbling because you seem to never be happy with your position. You're always adjusting and making noise and coughing into the microphone, or maybe moving your chair, or here's my favorite part, adjusting your microphone stand. So half the ham radio audio, which I posted on my fucking channel, the reason it got 20 views is because people don't want to get their eardrums broken by listening to somebody shifting the microphone. And then you might say, hey, Pigcake, that's you. It's you making noise. That's your noise. But you notice when the camera's on me, I'm not moving. And yet the noise is happening in the background. So that's what I need to get you. I need to get your fucking microphone stand so you use it and actually not fucking adjust it, because you keep doing this to the microphone stand and it makes a nice little bit of an ear rape every time you do so. So that's quite tremendous. So yeah, you fuck. What's your daddy, Pig? That's weird. I imagine you meant to say who's your daddy, but I guess you're of a different language there. Lies, Piggy doesn't get pose. Pose is graciously accepted by him. Yeah, I shouldn't have to go for effort for pussy. Pussy has to go to effort for me. So if I have to go out of my way to reach out to somebody, why would I have to do that? They're the ones that said a comment about me, so they have to reach out to me. That's the way it works. It's not me reaching out to them, right? It's not. That's how you get into a simp relationship. That's how you end up getting simped on, or that's how you rather simp on people. If you're the one that's reaching out to them, throwing the bait. I'm bait. I'm actually a fish. All right, they're trying to catch me. I'm the fish. That's the way I see it. I'm black pilled, baby. Yeah, but Danny's hair is dope. Move Monkey says, haha, okay, solid PV. I don't know what you mean by PV. Unless you meant PR, which could stand for personal rant, because of my previous rant that I just did on the retardation of Daniel and his adjustment of the microphone stand, of which I warn him about every fucking episode. Hey, make sure don't move around. All right, I got it. Adjust the chair, adjust the microphone. All right, let me just do the Jesus. Let's see this one. Can I be your wingman instead? Yeah, you'd probably be a better wingman. Honestly, you'd probably be a way better wingman than Daniel, because Daniel as a wingman essentially is him bragging later as to how I missed my opportunity. And then that's pretty much it. That's him being a wingman. During the time where said wing manning or wing manning is set to take place, there's nothing. There's nothing that's happening. Only afterwards are you told, hey, dude, you dropped the ball on that. I gave you an alley-oop and you missed it, man. And then I go, wait, you didn't give me an alley-oop. You weren't even here. You were over there eating shit. But then afterwards, you tell me. So that's the Daniel wingman technique, which I'm sure my little brother's probably a better wingman. Production value. Okay, sorry. I apologize. See, I can't look at the previous other chats unless I put my finger on this precarious phone because it turns out that my computer keeps running out of internet. I don't know how that works in 2021. I was going to say 2020. I don't know how that works in 2021 that this is incapable of connecting to the, which is, by the way, right there. The extender is right there. And I've tested it. It's working fantastically well, but it still doesn't happen to be powerful enough to fucking project the internet here. I'm fairly upset, as you can tell. I feel like I'm stuttering worse than I'm stuttering worse than other people that I know. I put the pieces together. It's up to you to put your game to use. That's not even a good parable. That's not even a good parable. Get help from X, please. That has nothing to do with it. X has already ranted on me. Every time I ask Xavier, I'm like, hey man, what should I do for this? He just shows me his setup. And I go, okay, you have a lot of stuff. Thank you for your help. Which I just find quite funny. But I'm perfectly capable of running a nice, decent, high quality stream, as you've seen from other previous streams. The only problem is my lack of consistent internet. That's my only issue, which is why I'm streaming from this phone, of which case I have consistent internet. It's just the quality is shite. So it's a little bit of it's a trade-off. So I'd rather have consistent internet than inconsistent internet and high quality. All right, you see the Pigcake aesthetic? That's what I'm going for here. I need real advice. I created a color change and sent it to Penguin and Theory 11. Penguin said it's too similar, that something exists, but Theory 11 wants me to put it on their market. How funny is that? Penguin Magic is like, well, this is similar, and Theory 11 is like, we don't give a fuck. We're just looking for some quick change. How does it look like? Is it anything that's like annoying? Like I'm trying to think of stuff that I've seen, like this one, like this thing, right? Like that's pretty annoying to me. Doing this thing is pretty obnoxious to me. Is it something like that? Because if that's the case, then I would suggest not even putting it anywhere. But Theory 11, I'm not sure. I don't have any experience with that. I mean, I only know how it is with other people telling me when they've put out products with like Penguin Magic. I don't know much about Theory 11, but I know Penguin does take a little bit of a fat load off of you. So whatever it is that you think you're going to make, imagine in your head dividing that by 17, and that's how much you're going to make with Penguin. I imagine in my talking to people that have directly had products out with them that are like in that download category. So don't expect to make a lot of change with that. But what you could expect, and at least what you have, is a reference point, so that if anybody does come out with something similar, you could go, hey buddy, look what I posted. Look what I posted. And I published it through Penguin Magic. So right here, that bad boy's mine. So if these any old fuck that decides to go, hey dude, well, I'm putting out a product with this particular move, you could say, no, you can't, because it's mine. Or if you do, you have to credit me, buddy. Just like one of those. Um, say Theory 11 has no problem making money out of you. Yeah, that's true. Just get a sugar mama, a sugar mommy. Yeah, I gotta hang around Targets and start asking MILFs which candle to buy. That's my next move in order to get a MILF or a sugar mama. I just gotta start hanging around the deli section of a grocery store and be like, yeah, I really don't know what to do here. Could you help me out? And then eventually have a decent conversation with a MILF. What is the Norm Macdonald joke that he says, I miss when MILF used to stand for mentally ill, I'd like to fuck. I think I butchered that, but either way, it's not my joke. You could watch it on my Maddie Mediocrity channel. It looks like Polaroid by Robert Smith, but I didn't know that when I made it. I would gladly look at it right now, but unfortunately, look what I have to deal with. I don't know if I could even show this right here. But I have the live stream here in the background so that I could maybe look at the comments in a bigger screen. But all I'm seeing right now is a nice little bit of a beach ball. It's not a Mac. It's just a nice beach ball saying no internet access. So I can't look at it. But if it's anything by Polaroid, I don't even know Polaroid by Robert Smith. I'm sure that if you put it out, people like Justin Miller will probably say. Notice that I this is how committed I am to the bit, that I spoke close to it to kind of muffle the voice there, But people like JM would say, "Hey man, I came up with that in 1947." So that might be something that you're gonna have to deal with. Uh, WLAN spot for your PC from your phone. Turn everything into Broadway, so on a PC, and you should be good. Maybe I need a cop. I need a cop the Google one. I need a cop the Google one. See right now, look, this thing only has a green light, which tells me, hey buddy, guess what? You don't even have anything. But I need a cop the Google one, which is a high capacity, or just fucking get a better fucking a cable, because there's a cable there. So right now, like an asshole, I'm dealing with the Wi-Fi from the actual the general house as opposed to having my own landline, which is my mistake. I should be doing this on my own one, which I'm highly considering right now. Considering good internet is part of how I make money, and it's needed. So definitely need to invest in that every month. So that might be something that I need to do. Uh, let's see. Already broke up with your girlfriend manager. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. Girlfriend manager. First of all, I would never have a girlfriend as a manager. I don't think they're intellectually capable of managing, unless I'm talking about the kitchen, the managing the dishes. Talking about managing the. Sometimes I wonder what it is that I could do in my life. Um, Piggy, are you still collecting black and milds? No, no, I'm not collecting black and milds. I've never collected black and milds, as a matter of fact. I only had one, maybe in a box somewhere. Although here's the worst part. I actually, you know what? Now that you mention it, for some reason people decide, hey man, could I leave this cigarette with a special substance in it in your house? So I do have other people's shit here in black and mild little baggies, but it isn't mine because I'm not a person of direct color that I could smoke those unironically without the use of marijuana. So I do have black and mild packets. I don't know how you would know that. Maybe I mentioned that in a stream before, which is kind of weird. Uh, Imagine paying for your internet in 2021. Just steal your neighbors. Gang, gang. There you go. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Is someone who manages your girlfriend. Oh, okay. So you literally meant a girlfriend manager. You didn't mean having a girlfriend as a manager. A girlfriend manager. Well, then eventually that manager is gonna start fucking your girlfriend, right? So that's something that you're gonna have to deal with. I've seen on TikTok many Asian memes where this guy's walking with his girlfriend, but then another guy is like grabbing her butt and she's okay with it. So that's a girlfriend manager. So if you're okay with that, then by all means you can have a girlfriend manager. Um, Pigcake, did you meet David Roth before he passed away? I did not. I did not meet David Roth before he passed away. I didn't know he was sick. I didn't know he was within death's door in that capacity. But I don't think I ever met him. I think I ever met him. I know that he was in Phantasm Magic in New York a lot. I think Tenants as well. But when I went there, the only person that I met was Magic Ballet, which is kind of funny because that guy's always hustling. So I'm gonna put this down, by the way. I could do this without that. So he's all, but now if I had to stand like this, look at that. I feel like I need a stand or at least hold something. Uh, I'll eat this while I'm doing this. So the Magic Ballet is the one that I met or that I saw working at Tannins, but I wasn't there on the day that David Roth was there. So unfortunately, I never met him. I never met him. So I was never in the presence of the coin magic god. Of which case now, because of his death, he's a coin magic saint. Well, okay, let me take that back because that was a terrible, terrible reference. Now he's a coin magic saint. Here he was a living god, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember the terminology for that. When you're somebody, maybe a prophet. So he was a coin magic prophet, and now he's a saint. So, hey Piggy, love your bids. Just curious if your DMC giveaway is over yet. No, no, it's not over. So you could definitely still comment as many times as you want in that video. The only reason I've delayed it is because I want to have another giveaway in store. And I want to give away like maybe a brick this time. So I've been kind of sorting that out, which is why I've delayed that. But I have 3 DMCs. So the first time I gave away what 2 those Bs. This next one is 3 DMCs, and then the next one I want to see if I can get a brick together with Cardamundi. So that'll be I think a nice thing to do. Hit them up. I think Joe Rogan deleted the Banachek episode. I think he deleted all of the previous episodes on YouTube. I think they migrated everything to Spotify, and they only have clips on YouTube. So maybe you could find clips, but I don't think you're gonna find the entire episode of that, which is kind of upsetting. But I mean, I guess that's part of the $100 million deal. You're not just sharing yourself if you're essentially buying out Joe Rogan for $1 million or 100 million. You're not just gonna be happy with whole episodes on a different platform. You want to take everything. So I imagine they have some sort of deal where he's allowed to post clips but not entire episodes. I fucking love cheese sticks, man. The secret with cheese sticks is that you can't have them directly out of the fridge. You got to have them warm a little bit. So you got to put them in your pocket, and then when you remember you have it, you have a nice little bit of a treat in your hand. So maybe it's because I'm a literal child. Let's see. Hey Buzz, I finally found a perfect use for bands. They're perfect for fastening baggy condoms to the base of the shaft. Why did they even make those things so big? They're like 90s rapper pants. Well, if you're buying condoms that are way too big for you, then maybe you might consider buying smaller condoms. I know you're buying the ones to try to make yourself feel better, but condoms aren't designed to get in the shaft of your penis and then be loose in the bottom, right? They're designed to tighten around the shaft of the penis, unless you maybe bought like a Magnum condom to make yourself feel better, of which I recommend. Don't do that. Don't do that. Buy an adequate condom. So protect yourself, man. You don't want to catch yourself with one of these very fertile Latinas. You know what I'm saying? One of these mamacitas, and then what ends up happening is that a month later she goes, "Hey, Mister, I'm pregnant," and you go, "No way, no way. How are you pregnant?" I put a rubber band on the shaft of my penis so that it enclosed. So use your head, my friend. Use your head. Let's see. Spotify sucks. So many ads, and they mess with the video position. Imagine 2 minutes, unskippable. But here's the thing: you could do. If you have an Android, you could get a hacked Spotify app that essentially skips and bypasses all the ads and lets you have a free Spotify experience. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying it's there for experimental purposes if you want to look it up. And if you happen to have an Android. If you have another one, then you might be fucked. If you have an iOS, you're fucked with that. Let's see this one. That stick gonna out you over your 1,000 calorie limit. This stick is 50 calories. So this one stick is 50 calories. And I know because I didn't get my favorite stick. My favorite stick is the twisty ones from Kraft. I got this bitch made one, which is for Weight Watchers. This is how you know that my commitment. So I'm having subpar cheese sticks because of my my what do you call this, dedication to a calorie deficit. So I'm having subpar shit cheese sticks rather than having good ones, just to make sure. So 50 calories, I could deal with that. Let's see what else here. I accidentally made eye contact with a Mexican broad and got her pregnant. You're not lying, man. You're not lying. They're really fertile. Even somehow they've managed to amass that technology where through eyesight and through just checking them out is enough for you to have them in your life for the next 18 years. I don't understand how that works. It's their fertility, their ancestry. Tremendous. I've already said my rules when it comes to Mexican women, and it works 100% of the time, which is they're either tens or they're zeros. And the tens, you just want to drop to one knee and go, "Excuse me, ma'am, I want to make your life happy, or try to at least." But if they're zeros, then you want to run up a wall. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good reference to make with the Mexicans. Or just pay the $12.99 and support the artists on the platform, says Paul Kelly. That is true. That is true. I could do that. I've realized, by the way, the other day while opening my previous iTunes account for the first time, how much music I bought and paid money for, like hundreds of dollars worth of songs, which is a weird thing considering my love of piracy, my love of piracy when it comes to movies and music. So I'm a terrible person when it comes to that. So yeah, I apologize. I apologize, especially if you have stuff on there, Paul Kelly, and I've ripped it off, and especially because the stuff I like is like small time retro wave dudes. That's what I've been really listening to recently. The Midnight is one. What do you call this? FM 84. All these bands that are essentially they're small and they do retro wave stuff. But I thought the views were enough to help that out. There was a band that they had an entire album of blank songs, and I think they made quite a bit of money from that until Spotify said, "Hey, we see what you're doing," but they still kept the money. I remember reading that somewhere. I don't know if that's a clickbait article, if that was real. Sorry, I'm not apologizing. Do you have a rule for Colombians or Venezuelans? Yeah, yeah, all Colombians are attractive. That's because as soon as you hit 25, you get surgery. As a Colombian woman, you get surgery to fix everything you have, and you look tremendous. I want to say up till the age of 35. So from the ages of 18, all right, we'll give it there. If you're Colombian or Venezuelan, from the age of 18 to 25, you look naturally beautiful. From 25 to 35, you look artificially beautiful. And then from 35 to 50, you're a troglodyte, but you're still very voluptuous. So of tremendous value. My weakness is Venezuelan and Colombian women. That's my weakness. So the same rule applies in a different sense. There is a different series of rules for that because there's in between for Colombian and Venezuelan women. There's in between. There's nuance. Where Mexican women, as I'm not being racist by the way. This is essentially from my experience. All right, you could disagree. Maybe you have a different set of tastes, but you're either a 10 or a 0. There's no middle. So you're not gonna find a Mexican woman that's like an 8. Not the way it works. You're either a 10 or a 0. Colombian women, you could find 8s. You could find 7s. You could find 2s. They're still voluptuous, but they're 2s. So that's going to be up to you when you're deciding what to stick your dink in, my friend. Are you the cocaine cowboy of magic? I don't think I've done enough coke. Enough coke. I've never done coke. All right. So that would be I haven't done coke enough to be considered a cocaine cowboy. The only thing that would be I guess put me in that world is that I happen to live in the capital of coke in the United States. So that could add to your assessment. But I've never done coke, so I can't be necessarily considered that. I have had stuff in my ass though. Maybe in the sense of like transporting, because cocaine cowboys, they have to transport the cocaine, and the way they do it is usually sometimes in the anus. Since when are you not racist anymore? And when did you show your face? Well, I think I've never been racist, and I started showing my face in November of 2019 is when I started showing my face. December of 2019 is when I started showing my face. So if you haven't seen my face since then, thank you. Thank you for keeping up with the videos. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Although I'm a hypocrite because I say that I appreciate it more when people leave the channel and they start doing other stuff in their life. That's what I keep saying. But at the same time, it's not what I really feel. It's not what I really feel. So, Night Game, says John Lee. Yeah, there you go. Night Game. And that Night Game tribute video that I did with the face reveal. But I'm definitely not racist. I'm 100% not racist. I think all races are equally terrible. The whites, the blacks, the Asians, we're all terrible. We're all terrible. Why? Because we're part of the human race. And the human race is pretty much, I feel like, going to be the bottom feeders. If we have a chart with all the potential, I want to say, I don't even want to say humanoid, but with all the potential organisms, I feel like the humans are going to be on par with what we consider to be dirt. So in the grand scope of things. I saw a video today by a channel called Lemino, called something about the apocalypse. And it shows how many ways that the Earth could essentially reach a catastrophic situation where billions of people die. And what I find interesting about that is that the first two involve things that are out of our control, in the sense of having something crash into us, dealing with a planet and a star exploding and all those other things. And then the majority of the ways that we could come to our own demise are given by ourselves. They're things that we do. So it's nuclear holocaust. It's sickness and disease and disorders that we caused. So it's kind of funny to see that, which is why I think we're a terrible species. So I hate everyone. So is it racist if I dislike all races? At that point, that doesn't make me racist. That just makes my normal be in a heavy dislike of all races. So that doesn't make me racist, does it? Somebody with good semantic knowledge, let me know. Let me know with that. Um, who's your best magician bud you hang out with when the Rona was hiding in someone's bum? Well, down here, I don't have any people that do a lot of magic. Hugo, if I don't know if he's around here, but we met once. He was very nice that he helped me out with my cast when I broke my ankle, and he showed me some shit that blew my fucking mind. That's the only person I met down here. But as far as in general, I mean, I talk to Turner like daily almost. Um, Xavier from time to time, and that's about it. And then the other people, I guess, through comments and through other emails and shit. But I mean, I never saw anybody face to face, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because the bad thing is, I do like magic and I do like bouncing ideas back and forth, and you can't. I do prefer doing that in person, but I can't do that here because it doesn't seem to be a lot of people down here that know me or have reached out to me. So I really haven't seen that. And then that's one. And then number two, the benefit of that is that I don't have to smell the person. I don't have to deal with their scent and their odor and their presence in public, because inevitably they're going to take out a deck of cards in public, and I don't want to be a part of that. So I'm gonna eat this cheese stick here. Let's see. I'm gonna go through these. Why does Danny keep sending things laying around his house to Brazil? Because that's the rule of his house. That's the rule of UME Studios. Unfortunately, the home place of ham radio. The home place of ham radio. One of the unfortunate downsides is that if you leave anything outside of the confines of the studio room, it's going to be put in a box, and that box is going to be sent to Brazil. Unfortunately, that's the rule that I have to abide by. Daniel had a very nice Louis V hat that I want to steal. Its origin may or may not be original, but it still looked good enough for me to want to steal. And that has subsequently been sent to, I feel, Brazil. So unfortunately, that's the rule. And I've learned to never leave anything in his house because there's a chance that somebody is going to be in Brazil with the object like this. The running joke is that they're not gonna. Oh boy, pulled one of these right now, didn't I? The running joke is that they don't know how to use whatever object I'm referring to. So it could be an iPad, it could be anything, it could be a sock, and they're going to be holding it over their heads and doing this. That's my running joke with Daniel and his significant other. I'm racist for humans, yes. That'll work. Yeah, that works. I'm racist for humans. I don't like the human race. I think we're all atrocious and we're all prone to terrible human qualities that is going to lead inevitably to our downfall. And I'm no different. I'm no different because unfortunately, I could be aware of my faults and I still do them. I'm still aware of them, but I still do them. And that's because I'm a human. So that boils down to that. JT, it was the fedora you wanted to steal, I bet. That fedora, I don't think it's. First of all, I think that fedora is cursed because I tried to rip it and I couldn't rip it. So I don't know if you know this, but I'm pretty strong. So if I'm trying to rip something, more likely than not, it's gonna get ripped. All right. Just ask all the girls that I've been with. All right, about my ripping abilities. I'm just ripping through them. So that fedora was exceptionally strong, which lets me know that it's not from this world. So it's not from the earth realm. So just keep that in mind. And that fedora, I don't know where it is, but I hope that it's long gone. And if it's in Brazil, well, good, because then the curse is in a different continent. That makes me feel at least a little bit better about being around here in the US of A. Let's see. Greetings from Luxembourg. Nice, dog. Let's see. Oh shit, it's spread. You appear now to have magic gay face. Is this magic gay face? Is it really? Let's look at this. I'm gonna look directly at the camera and you let me know. Gay face is a thing, by the way. I've been able to tell people. I have a good gaydar when it comes to pointing them out, and one of the qualities is gay face. Gay face. It's a very specific type of well kept. They're always well groomed. It's always a but it's too well groomed. Here it's a little bit harder to tell because you could also be Dominican. So Dominicans are very well kept and they're very well groomed, almost to a fault. So their eyebrows are immaculate. Their faces are flawless when it comes to their skin, because they moisturize and they put all these things. And you go, all right, so I don't know which one. So for them, sometimes it's a dice roll, but that's a genuine thing. What do you think will happen tomorrow? Well, tomorrow is the 19th, so I think tomorrow it's. I don't think anything's gonna happen. I don't think anything's gonna happen on the 20th, if that's what you're implying. Soy, get your dirty hands off. I imagine you mean off the phone, which unfortunately I have to do in order to read the comments because my fucking internet is just being the best today. Oh yeah. Let's see this coming soon to Netflix. Racist for Humans. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be fantastic? Does he get a lot of shit? I think Justin Woman gets a lot of shit, right? Who's the other guy that gets a lot of shit? Um, that has perfect hair. Craig Petty was bitching about him recently for showing an illusion, for exposing an illusion of all things. I'm trying to remember what his name is. I know that he has a lot of stuff on Instagram. It's not Rick Lax. It's somebody else that he made a video on, but it's the same style of Instagram magic. Um, let's see. Did he just say he's strong? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I did say I'm strong. It's a fact. All right, I can lift things. So look at this. Look at this. This is well, this is peanuts for me. What is this? A 20? Oh fuck. Okay, never mind. Never mind. All right, I thought I could do that with two fingers. I guess not, because it's heavier. I was gonna lift a 25 plate with my fingertips, but it's heavier than 25. So on the cover it says 25, but really it's probably something like 95. So I couldn't lift it with my fingertips. So I just wanted to show a brief demonstration of my strength, but alas, I'd have to wait. I have to wait. I'm sorry. But yeah, all right. That fedora was made with something that wasn't from this world. Okay, you know what? Maybe the FBI should get it to investigate other alien life forms, because that fedora was too hard to rip. When staring into the camera, you were looking directly at my gonads. So yeah, gay face. See a doctor. Could you imagine? I go to my physician, and I say, hey man, listen, I don't know. I find black guys hot for some reason now. I don't know what's been going on with me, but I think I'm contracting GF girlfriend. No, gay face. I'm gonna put this down here as I look through the comments. I apologize for that. Oh man, today's the 19th over here already. Well, here in Freedom Town, it's 9:27, my friend. 9:27 Freedom Land, where the time actually counts. Anytime somebody says, "Oh, that takes place 8 p.m. GMT," I'm sorry, I'm not a communist GMT. There's only one that I know, and that's Eastern. Let's look through here. My pigness, how's the world turning for you? Well, obviously, from my previous statement, I would say only for me, right? The world's only turning for me, apart as far as my beliefs here, because of my massive ego. Bet ya Kamala was even a second choice for VP, says Magic Buzz. Maybe I should get a Kamala one. I should get a Kamala, MAGA Kamala, or Kamala, or Kami, Kamala. I should get a MAGA Kamala Harris, and put her next to Biden. You don't know how many times I've woken up in the middle of the night and seen the shit right here, and lost my shit in my midnight pissery, seeing this guy. And then the worst one is coming home hammered. So if you come home hammered and you see this guy here, you go, oh, okay. Well, I guess somebody's in my house. Oh no, it's MAGA Joe Biden. Okay, he's just keeping it safe. My fantasy is that somebody's gonna come and try to rob the place and see him and then run away. So that way I could, actually generally thank Joseph Biden for saving my stuff. So I want to say he's a little bit of a guardian. He's going to be all of our guardians soon. So might as well guard my place for the time being until he could guard the rest of the United States. So look at that. What a wonderful world we live in. Jokes aside, I hope you're well. Vote goes in for more expert at the card table shit in the academy. Yeah, I've been working on the other one. which is a palm chapter. I think that's my weakest one. But as far as that, yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. I'm glad. I hope you're doing fantastic as well. Jethro, Jethro, maybe. Um, but yeah, that I'm still working on those. I'll think that just because I haven't uploaded it, I'm still kind of going through it. I just don't want to do it in a quick pace and then make a shitty video, make a shite video on the academy. I've been wanting to get. I haven't. I don't want to say it because I don't want to promise it, but I've been wanting to get contributions on the academy. So I'm gonna hit up some people and see if I could get some people to put some content on there that's different than me. Turner brought up a good point today that he said he likes to point out different things and different types of approaches to problems so that they that way you don't just get his opinion on one thing, you get multiple people's. Obviously the point of when you have a book and you have a lot of people shooting in their ideas, you see, okay, this is how he does it, this is how he does it, this is how he does it, this is how he does it. So now you could kind of combine those or work with whoever one you like. So I do want to do that a little bit more often. And unfortunately, the other one does involve Daniel. I don't know when I'll be able to do it, but I want to start showing Daniel stuff on camera and going through the process of teaching that and then recording it because I think a lot of people would get help from that in the sense of showing how it looks like when somebody that didn't know necessarily how to do it is in the process and things that they're doing that maybe you're doing that you could directly fix. So I think that'll be a great one and do that for tricks too. So that's some stuff that I'm kind of doing that I want to work on too as well. So there you go. Anytime Piggy lifts Biden shows up, he's coming for them guns. He's coming for them guns. Jesus. I should get another one. Or maybe decorate him. That's another thing I should do. I should get some basic bitch Instagram lights and decorate him because he's going to be there for at least a year. So that's something that I'm going to have to deal with, at least in the short term here. So might as well decorate him, right? Might as well decorate him. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. MAGA Joe Biden. Why do people think Expert at the Card Table is so great when there are complete biblical volumes like the Card College series? Well, Expert at the Card Table, I think, got its hype because of Di Vernon. And someone left an older person left a comment recently on my Di Vernon was an overrated hack video. He said that I'm 73 years old and I hung around Di Vernon, who was very fond of my wife. He mentioned that Di Vernon was very fond of his wife, which was kind of odd in that sense. I don't really want to say much more because maybe, you know, it's an older person typing, so it doesn't sound the way he intended it to. But he mentions that Di Vernon had more skill when he was 12 than I would ever have, which I agree with. I agree with. But Di Vernon was still a terrible father, so that's my rebuttal to that. But he mentioned that in a recent comment, which I just find funny. But where that has to do with your query, trigger warning for anybody who's triggered by the word query, is that Di Vernon was one of the biggest proponents of expert at the card table. Not expert card technique, but expert at the card table. So he was one of the biggest proponents of that particular publication, swearing by it. If you read, aspects of his autobiography, he took it to the shower with him, his burnt, beat out copy, and he would pretty much swear by that particular book. And I think that sort of reverence is what had people attracted to the actual book itself, and not play up other things. Of course, people play up Card College. Of course, people play up, Daryl stuff. But that, I guess, because of how much love and affection Di Vernon gave it, and everybody wanted to suck Vernon's dick, essentially. So I feel like that is what helped it to, biblical levels. But it's a terrible book. If you look at Expert at the Card Table, it's a really fucking shit book. Oh my goodness, face reveal. I feel like people are fucking with me now, saying, hey man, face reveal, whoa, that's crazy. I didn't know you were showing your face. No, it's only been shown since fucking December of 2019. Imagine that. Before we had actually, no, December is when we had COVID. We just didn't know it. So imagine when we weren't aware of COVID-19, I was showing my face, all right? I went to Ohio, which is probably the cesspool of COVID-19, showing my face. This smells like shit, by the way. This really smells like It has like an old school barber smell, right? Um, so I guess, but this is what Martin Luther King used to shave his gonads, from my understanding. So again, I've made this reference before, but this is my contribution here. This is my hot contribution. I haven't shuffled cards. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, I'm sorry for screaming. I'm sorry for getting upset. You're in the right. You're right. I'm wrong. Okay, so that's a good thing. Please stay away from them. Okay, they're a very dangerous object. You shuffle cards once, and then you end up, living your life as that guy that does card tricks. Hey, monkey boy, come over here. Show me that thing you showed me. With the card in my pocket. You become that guy. So good on you. I fucking wish I was you, to be honest. What did you get into now? Away from card magic. That's what I'm curious about. What is it that first of all steered you in card magic, and then what steered you out of card magic? That's what I want to know. Interview with a previous fan. That needs to be a video. Di Vernon did not give birth to children, RB. He did Biden thinks to them. Was it? Oh, okay, you said Di Vernon was your father. So what do you think will happen 20th, 12 o'clock Eastern time? Don't be exact, though. You're pretty high up on the FBI's list. That's funny. Well, I think that we're going to have a fucking inauguration. That's what we're going to have. We're going to have an inauguration. We're going to have the next president. And then we're going to be good to go for the next, time period, I guess. Certain conflicts that arose during the fucking transition is gonna dissipate as it always does, and when the next one comes around, there's gonna be some more conflict. It's the same cycle we repeat every 4 years, so it's a wonderful one. Let's see. Kelp says, "Hey, I'm a woman." Hey, I'm a woman. You need to watch out with that language because you'll get some thirsty people here saying, "Hey, what's up?" Oh, it's a guys. Hey, man, I can show you some tricks. I can show you some tricks. I know because you see them in conventions. Anytime there's a female, suddenly they come out like this and they go, "Hey, damn, I didn't see you here. Would you like help? Would you like?" And then they try to wrap their arms around them as they show them how to do the pass. It's kind of gross. Someone showed me a card trick and I spent 2 years learning the craft. Then depression happened. So that's good that you got out of magic then. That's good that you got out of magic because I've heard that those are correlated. Those are definitely correlated. Lovo, what's your opinion on the original works of Ed Marlowe? I recognize he came up with a lot of card moves, but he comes off as boring on camera. Well, you remember he's a magician, right? Remember he's a magician. And whereas I think he came up with a lot of stuff, he also came up with a lot of stuff. So the cream rises to the top. You're going to have a bunch of things that he's known for that are solid gold that people still do to this day. But you're also going to have a lot of fucking, a lot of just, refuse of shit. And obviously he's revered because the amount of stuff that he's created and because the stuff he did create was great. But he does have that gambling edge to it. So everything that he did come up with was based on that gambling style, and that's not for everybody. So you're going to have a lot of demonstrations. You're going to have a lot of assemblies. You're going to have a lot of tricks where, oh, let me show you the bottom deal. Let me show you this. Let me show you that. And that's not going to appeal to a lot of people. Like it's like watching plaster grow for certain groups, unless you're interested in that and maybe you happen to play poker, in which case then that becomes a tremendous demonstration. But a lot of Ed Marlowe stuff was geared on that idea. He did do a lot of magic though that was very entertaining. As a matter of fact, one of the best sets I've seen to this day is Malone on Marlowe. So Bill Malone doing Marlowe's work. And yes, you're going to find a lot of demonstrations. And as a matter of fact, even at some point in the actual taping, imagine. So I don't know if you're familiar with the old L&L publishing crowd, but you could show them the wrapper of a cheese stick, right? And they're going to go, "Oh my God, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen." And they're tying their hair and they're, doing a nice little bit of a blowy. So at some point, somebody in the audience said, "You're going to show us another one of those?" Like that. Because he said, "I'm going to show you how a gambler might control the aces." And he goes, "Another one?" So for somebody in that audience to say that, that he showed a lot of demonstrations in that were with that effect. So that might not necessarily be for everything, but you're going to find a lot of things there that are solid gold that could work just normally in your regular card stuff. So definitely, it's not for everybody, but you can find gold even in stuff that you might deem boring. You could get a little piece from there and add it to something that you're working on, and it might fit perfectly. And but that's the thing. That's the thing when it comes to that studying people like Slidini, for example. That's another one that people swear by. And then you look at his stuff and you go, okay, yeah, that's cool, because he was the first one doing it. He was the first one doing it. So it's I guess comparable to a horror movie. I should put this. I keep It's comparable to a horror movie in 1979 or 19 fucking 80, where they were doing revolutionary things, but now we're gone to a point where that stuff doesn't fly anymore. It was great then, and it was a legend and a classic then because it was the first one doing it. It was an amazing one. It was breaking ground, but now everyone has done it to the point where it's no longer novel. So that's the same sort of thing I believe with Marlowe's work. So I don't know if that answered your question. Show us your center deal. So I could do a center deal here. I'm sure it's not gonna look good on camera. I was busting out some other ones here, quite substantially, but those are center deals. They're I guess in I hate to use the word in concert, but as you're dealing cards, right, and then you deal one from the center like that, it doesn't look that bad as you're doing it, dealing rounds of poker out. But yeah, I'm sure that any person that actually does that would crucify me looking at my technique. But it's not hard, especially if you're dealing out rounds. I just can't adjust the camera here, which is why you can't see it. But I'm sure it's not too rough. Let me see if I can approximate it here. I can't. I literally can't. So maybe that's one thing that I might do in another stream. Do some centers. Just realized you have two black eyes hanging from your fan. Is that the first time you realized that? That's a little bit of a gag that I have. Another gag that I have is that I haven't done it yet, but the reason I put them there is twofold. Number one, it's funny. You walk into the house and you see black ice hanging from your ceiling fan. The other one I want to do is I want to get one of those and put that on the motorcycle. So it's like, oh, he has a black ice on his motorcycle. Great. So that's funny. So that's my humor there. So I'm glad you just noticed that. The original Halloween movie would like a word. Yeah, no, I guess some people swear by them, but at the same time, I think it's mostly nostalgia. I don't think that it's, especially if you look at, how advanced movie filmmaking techniques have come. If you look at, for example, The Exorcist, you might say, oh, yeah, it's a great movie. The script is wonderful, but it doesn't really hold court today just because of we've seen it 1,000 times, but they're the ones that started it. So I think it's, again, the same shit with Marlowe. Oh shit, he actually did it. Yeah, you bet I didn't fucking do it, huh? You thought I wasn't gonna do a center deal. You thought I wasn't gonna do a center deal. Look at that. My virginity extends way past anything. Diesel, that spectator, Pigcake Naruto throw a card through his earballs. Yeah, I'm glad you got that very specific Pigcake fucking Naruto video. You know, it's funny. I was watching that video the other day, and at some points you could see my nose. So I did a little bit of a nose reveal when I jump down and I throw the cards on that shit. But that was a fun video to shoot. Whoa, low volt. Are these black ice? And are these hangman nuts? But he's not a racist. Don't start a conspiracy. Yeah, I did pull my best. What was the Jussie? Not Jussie. The NASCAR driver. That I'm a retard. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. First, I was confusing Jussie Smollett for the other one. I forgot what the NASCAR driver is that thought he saw a noose, and it turns out to be a hook that you just use to pull down the garage door. So I did my best version of that. I really like the motorcycle one. Yeah, I haven't done it yet because honestly, this started off as a joke, but it makes this smell fucking tremendous. I know black ice has a reputation where you have black ice and you're immediately a fuckboy. People think, hey, only people that essentially put GHB in my drink. People that do this to drinks when you go to the bathroom have black ice. But I love the scent. I was looking for black ice room spray the other day. They do sell it. It's rare though. It's fairly rare. So that's one thing that I was gonna cop just to spray it all around. But there you go. That's a nice little fun gag that you could steal. Put it on your motorcycle. I didn't think you'd be my bitch and do as I know you didn't think. God fucking damn it. You can't be funnier than me. Okay? That's the rules for my stream. You cannot be funnier than me. God damn it. Let's see this one. Also, magicians, people will notice you getting a break from riffling the back of the deck? Well, yes and no, right? So if you're riffling up from the back of the deck, what it is, it's a bad habit. And I used to have it as a habit, right? Now there are ways to cover it, right? There are ways to cover it if you're doing it maybe on both sides and you're not doing it super crazy. That's not a terrible way to do it. But the fact of the matter is that you see a lot of this. You see a lot of fiddling and counting, and you don't want to fiddle. So if you're doing it quick, maybe you pick up the deck and you do it on both sides, and now you have a break. That's not horrendous. That's not too bad. But if you look, for example, Jabrizi, and I believe that Piff the Magic Dragon video, he's showing somebody a card trick, and he does all the fucking tropes. He does all the fucking terrible magic tropes. This one right here. All right, that right there, that's a magic trope. That's great. So you hand somebody a deck of cards and you go like this. All right, that's good. Go ahead and mix them up. Mix them up. Yeah, you got that? Okay, good. Whew, all right. And it's like, what is that? What the fuck kind of grossness is that? And he also did this one right over here. Hey, so your card, he did that, and there's a lot of fiddling that you could really get around by just having a little bit more practice, a little bit more refined technique. So I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm not saying you should avoid riffling to the back to get a break, but at the same time, I think you should understand when you're doing it and why you're doing it. So don't just do it as, and especially don't do it if you're doing one of these. Okay, good, because people do notice that. But a quick riffle, like a little, that's not going to be too bad. That's not going to be too bad. So I don't know if that is bad. Am I supposed to come back on my racist channel? You do what you want, man. You do what you want. I've been called alternative right racist by many people. So I don't know if that's something that you've dealt with personally. But I'm not a racist. I just hate everyone. Let's see. If you found yourself in a tribal village, what trick would you do to become their god? Funny enough, in Idiot's Guide to Magic, right? I forgot the name of the author. He's a very Jewish guy. He's very Jewy. He has the Jewish nose. He has a little anecdote and a story that he talks about doing a simple trick where he does two in the hands, one in the pocket. So he did a trick in some remote island where the classic two in the hands, one in the pocket. So you put two in the hands. You have three rocks. You have two in the hands. You take one. Okay, I'm a retard. You have three rocks. You take one, put it inside of your pocket, and then you have three in your hand again. And you repeat that until you have no rocks in your hand. So he was doing that for a group of people, and he later found out that that got to their tribal chief. So their head shaman or whatever heard that somebody was doing magic tricks and was coming from the other side of the island to him to battle him in a death duel. So it's not really that difficult, I imagine, to have people in an island, in a remote desert island or a remote indigenous island, think that you're a god. If two in the pocket and one, or two in the hands and one in the pocket fool them. So that's not too hard. I mean, you saw David Blaine do it, I believe, in Magic Man. I think that's special. He did it with sponge balls. So he was doing sponge balls, and I'm sure at some point they were like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" Let's see. If I found, okay, most rich magicians aren't that good with cards. Most rich magicians aren't that good with cards. That's fucking weird. That's also, what do you call this? Conflicting. You can't be a rich magician. Those are two things that don't go together. So I don't know if that's what you were attempting to do. Wow, that was December 1st. That's a long ways to come, spelled C-U-M, which is the only way that I spell come. Tom Ogden, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, Tom Ogden. He wrote The Idiot's Guide to Magic and I believe the Street Guide, so the Street Magic, Idiot's Guide to Street Magic. And I have both. I don't know where, but I have both, probably somewhere in a box. And they're probably some of my favorite books when it comes to magic. The Idiot's Guide to Street Magic is a rare one. And what's good about it is that it has contributions from Jeff McBride in it. So there's some weird shit in the book. So usually you expect these beginner magic books to have, you know, the standard shit, right? Oh, all right. And it's not, you expect them to have that shit. But this one has some crazy shit. It has a knife vanish. So you hold a knife in your mouth, right? And then you could fucking apparently swallow the knife and it's gone, standing up. So that's an interesting vanish that's in that book. There's another one where you turn, I believe, the light from your phone into some flowers. So you turn the light, the beam, into flowers, and that's in that book. I'm like, how? Why the fuck is this good content in this book? It's a very good book, but it's rare. I'm sure you could find it on Amazon, but in terms of bookstores, I've only seen it once ever anywhere. I picked it up the moment I got it, and then haven't seen it elsewhere. You're the best, Piggy. Peace out. Hey, Fatless Wharf. Thank you, man. Let's see. The real mystery of David Blaine until now is Leo DiCaprio. Oh, I thought you spelled DiCaprio out of the meme. But Leo DiCaprio appearing in his first special. Yes, I mean, he was enough from my understanding and reading. Mysterious Stranger, he did enough to woo them into getting a very nice deal on that first fucking Street Magic special. So I'm not surprised. But I am surprised that he got Voodoo Child on that trick. I remember the first thing he does is that shitty trick where he does this thing. And then he goes, oh, did I get your card? No. How about this one? How about that one? How about that one? And then that transitions into Voodoo Child, which that blew my mind harder. Because I'm like, wow, this guy got the cheap folks at, I believe, Fox to pay for Voodoo Child. That's kind of nuts. Wasn't expecting that one. Let's see. Just had a customer pull his mask down to cough. Please roast him for me. Well, I'm personally licking doorknobs at this point, so I'm the worst to roast somebody for coughing. So I'm out here licking doorknobs. I'm shaking babies' hands. I'm rubbing my hands on my face. I'm sucking my thumb again at this point. So I'm out here trying to contract COVID. I'm here trying to get COVID 20. I'm here trying to get COVID 20. So I'm on the next tip. You know, we got COVID 19. I'm out here on COVID 20 town. So I'm the worst one to roast it. But if you want me to roast him, well, hey man, you're a retard. You're a retard. You, my friend, are a retard. I hope you appreciated that. I'm late. I love you, Pigcake. What was the book? The book that I was talking about was Dummy's Guide to Street Magic and Idiot's Guide to Magic, and they're both written by Tom Ogden, which is funny because he's like a middle-aged Jewish man talking about street magic and talking about like urban culture in the book, which I just found completely funny. So you have the Idiot's Guide to Magic, which is a very general magic book geared towards beginners, and then you have the Street Magic Guide, which is written by the same person, who again, a middle-aged Jew writing about fucking like a 13-year-old doing like spoon bending and telekinesis. I just find that really funny and contradictory. But you could tell that he's very funny through his writing, even in that For Dummies book, or sorry, Idiot's Guide. So it's a definite must-have if you want to get some like interesting material and super easy shit too. It has some good spoon bends. It has a knife vanish, as I mentioned earlier. It has some weird shit for it. I need to find it again just to have it. I think I might have done a video on it years ago, but it's definitely one of my. You know what? I'll get it. I'll see if I can find it here. If you can't see anything, I don't know if you could hear me. I don't know if you could still hear me. If you could still hear me, well, that's a fucking tremendous microphone then. I recommend getting that microphone. Okay, I actually found it. Let me make sure I don't have any information in this. Do I have my, like an asshole? Okay. Yeah, so this is the book that I'm talking about by Tom Ogden, right? Could you hear me all the way over there, by the way? Wow, that's tremendous. So this is the book that I'm talking about. This is Idiot's Guide to Street Magic. It's a beginner's guide to magic. I'm surprised that I actually fucking made it that far. And it's a tremendous book. So it has some genuine spoon bending. It has some self-working spoon bending. It has some real spoon bending. So it has some really good effects here. And for an Idiot's Guide, I was very surprised at the content. Then again, the Dummy's Guide to Magic is one of my favorite magic books of all time because it has contributions from everyone. Greg Wilson has some stuff in there. Daryl had some stuff in there. Mike Lamar had stuff in there. You had a bunch of coin work. I think Johnny Thompson had stuff in there. So these people sleep on these. People fucking sleep on these, and they don't see the actual value of this shit. You have the cigarette up the nose. You have some great shit, honestly, and some stuff I haven't seen anywhere else. There's some stuff here I've never seen anywhere else in Magic. Some bending nails here. What the fuck? You wouldn't expect to see that in a beginner's guide to Magic. Some telekinesis stuff. See, look at this. How weird is this? So you have Jeff McBride, right, doing tricks for, I believe, I recognize now his wife and some other people there. So yeah, how fucking weird is that? So that to me is a very weird thing. And this is a great trick too. So this is a spinning pen. So they show you how to do the pen on top of a bottle, and then you spin the pen using your mind, apparently. But you're using static. So this is a great book. If you find this one, it's called Complete Idiot's Guide to Street Magic. I recommend it completely. Look at this one. Look at this one. This one is how to get a seed. So a seed, you hold a seed in your hand, and then the seed starts to sprout until it fully germinates. That's fucking weird. I wouldn't expect that to see that in a beginner's guide to Magic, but it's there. Okay, see here. This is what I was talking about earlier. So several years ago, I was performing on a very small cruise ship with about 100 passengers when we visited an Indonesian island far off the regular tourist map. We expected the local mayor to show up, but we were also met in the dock by the island shaman who made a ritual sacrifice of a live chicken to see that our auspices were good for the visit. And he was saying here, I decided to do some tricks for the kids standing around. I didn't have any special props with me. I wasn't carrying any coins. So I started doing tricks with stuff that I found on the ground. I did ripped and restored leaf, as well as trick using small pebbles found around the perimeter of a ceremonial fire circle. I feel like his mistake was maybe getting rocks from a fire circle. But what he mentions here, before long, we were all heading back to the ship. As we bounced down the hill in our various jeeps, pickup trucks, and minibuses, our guide told me in complete seriousness that we were lucky we were leaving the island when we were. The shaman had heard about my little show and was traveling as far as he could from the other side of the island to challenge me to a magic duel to the death. So I imagine if you're doing any trick to a group of people that have that far belief in that sort of stuff, any trick is going to get them to want to battle you to the death. So that's a good story from that particular book. It's an audible channel. Fuck! Told you, it can't be funnier than me, all right? So yeah, it's a great book. I recommend it for everyone. Everyone is fucking sleeping on these because they want to know, oh, what can I get? Oh, this shit. This is tremendous. Let me see if there's another one here I could give you an example of. I apologize for being sucking this book's cock. But there's some fantastic, look at this, I just ripped it, by the way, like an asshole, bending it back. There's a kite thing. Here's a knife vanish. Again, look at that, a knife vanish. You are making that knife vanish. So, I don't even understand. So there's some good shit here. There's definitely some good stuff here. And I recommend it for anybody that's even looking for like small or just little stuff to do. Let's see. I got an Amazon gift card for my birthday and I need to waste it. Thanks for feeding my mental illness. Yeah, you're welcome. You're fucking welcome. Hey Boulder, I forgot I changed my mind. I changed my channel to not be racist for a moment. Okay, that's at least good. I'm glad that you're back on the full not liking any what do you call this? Join my religion, all right? Don't be a racist, but hate all races. Hate all races, all right? The whites, the blacks, the Asians, the Chinese, all right? Hate them all. Hate them all. Hate. The Player Haters Club, okay? That's what I want you to join. That's my religion. That's what I'm kind of trying to spread out here. The word of hate. I took a screenshot. Gonna put that out on Theory 11. Yeah, I'm sure you could. As a matter of fact, I think I taught something from this book, just a little variation that was right here. Yeah. Okay, so I taught a variation of this, I believe. So this is a trick, and I forget who he credits here, but it's a karate card, right? So I taught a variation on this that I think had it different enough I remember on the channel, and somebody said, "Hey, isn't this trick this by this person that put it out on this website?" I'm like, "Yeah, but so here's the trick in a magic guide for idiots, and his name isn't anywhere here in the credits. They credit. I'll tell you who credit. I'll tell you exactly who made this karate card trick, and it wasn't the person that was saying that I was copying their trick from their download. So karate card. Let's look at the crediting they have here in the back. I think they have a good job in crediting here. Appendix. Look how old this book is, by the way. The websites that they claim for you to use. Illusionist. They have Illusionist here. They have L&L Publishing, HocusPocus.com, and Elmwood Magic. So that lets you know that this is a pretty antiquated book. But let's see the crediting here. I know that they have pretty good crediting, if I do recall, or not. Oh, fuck, maybe I might misremember that. The source, okay. Nope, I was wrong. I guess the crediting is non-existent here. Alright, fuck. Maybe I might have been talking out of my my penis. Let's see. Index. Yeah, maybe I was talking out of my dick. I remember it might have been in the Idiot's Guide. They had a really good crediting section here. Fuck. All right, that died a death. I apologize. But usually when they have the crediting, but I do remember that particular trick and somebody saying, "Hey man, dude, that's my trick." I'm like, "Oh, your trick is an Idiot's Guide to fucking magic, so I don't think you put it there." What mentalism books do you have? I'm not even sure if I remember which ones I do have. Name one and I'll let you know if I have it. That's the key. A lot of them I do have, like the old ones are PDFs. So like the How to Force ones, I do have the PDFs of those. So those are in my rambunctious pirating days, where I was trying to scour the internet for anything of value, and I still have the same PDFs that I downloaded essentially in 2000 and whatever. From a fucking obscure website with David Blaine's eyes blinking in red, saying, "Hey, download this, download this, download this." That's where I got that shit from. So like the I don't know, what it was, Corinda, the Corinda series. I have the fucking PDFs. I never bought the books of that because I'm not about to have a tome of the 13 steps of mentalism. I'd rather have it on my phone. I don't understand the lack of convenience there. Did that street magic book arrive in your mailbox? You know what the funny part about that is? I don't know if I mentioned it here on the stream, but it's quite tremendous. It's quite tremendous, my dealing with them. I went there, and they leave, whenever you get mail, they leave a nice little slip in your mailbox. I go in there, I see the slip, right? I go to the counter, and I go, "Hey, yeah, I have a pickup here for my mailbox, please, thank you." And I wait, and I see her doing this. I see her doing this. Yeah, so I went there, and she said, "Oh, you see, what happened is that we have somebody new that's in the process of filling up the mailbox, and sometimes they lose stuff. So you come back Monday and check that out." That was like 4 weeks ago. That was 4 weeks ago. So I don't know if that bids well. So I don't. I hope they didn't lose it. I hope they didn't lose it. But I do want. I do need to go back. I'm gonna go there tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go tomorrow, and I'm gonna go and knock them out. But that's funny. But that was my dealing with them at the mailbox. Peter Turner says I need to work on my crediting. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. I need to realize that everything that has ever been made is credited to Turner himself. All right, my crediting is good. Okay, my crediting is it's realistic when it comes to the things that I either I put. Maybe I teach on the academy. I go the extra length to look at where it's from, the date and the publication, and I mention it. And when it comes to YouTube stuff, it's variations on shit. It's variations on variations on variations, right? So I do try my best to credit. And that's funny coming from Turner, though. I need to fucking get a stepladder. Let's see. Reminds me of what possibly is the funniest song ever. Henry Phillips was singing some super depressing song a while back, and he decided to be funny to royally fuck up the censors. All right. That complete idiot's guide is $6 on eBay. Worth it? Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's worth it for sure. Um, you're not going to get some groundbreaking material, but you are going to get some interesting stuff. You are going to get some good, interesting stuff. I mean, they have the Slop Shuffle. Again, weird for a magic book for beginners. Their mentalism section is good. They have a weird trick where you stick a needle through your hand. Some other weird trick where I told you, you get a seed, and the seed sprouts, and the preparation for that's pretty fucking ridiculous. But it's a very novel book. That's what I like about it, and it really took me by surprise, especially considering the fact that it's a beginner's book to magic. So I love all the series. So the Idiot's Guide, the Dummy's Guide, whatever one, they're all tremendous books. That Illusionist Street Magic thing the other day was free. Is it worth watching? It's definitely a meme, let me tell you that. It's definitely worthwhile to watch, just in a sense of the meme of things, because you get to see Brad Christian in the height of Brad Christian. You get to see him in his infinite wisdom just levitate down and show people some subpar magic. But what's worth it is seeing the commercial for that, right? Because during a time that was revolutionary. You never saw people do tricks online. You didn't see people teaching magic on the internet, even for whatever money. You didn't see that. So he was the one that was kind of innovating in that sense, and it was fucking funny. But you get to see him pull a coin, right, and then give you the fuck me eyes. So I think it's definitely worth it for the meme if you get an opportunity to watch the street magic. Credit the Big Bang for everything can't be disputed. That's funny. Yeah, yeah, I think that's a good one, especially after watching his fucking new video that I saw, the Lamino video, where he talks about all the possible ways that the Earth and life as we know it completely could get destroyed by an asteroid. I think the one that really scared me was the one that he said, "Oh, hey, there's an asteroid that actually was within, close proximity to the Earth in its orbit that we saw with a day's notice, with a fucking day's notice." That's great. I thought we had better technology than that. So that's a good one to fear. I didn't hear Turner crediting Tamarisk for his new timepiece. I think he was too busy having sex to worry about crediting based on that video, that demo video. Let's see this one. No one, Danny, go back to earning brown nose points from Cherry Casino on Instagram. That was actually a good one. That was a good video. I was very uh, shocked by your creativity, Daniel, in that Instagram video. Both of them with the data moshing, right? I had a little stupid one, and I was very surprised. I was like, damn, that's actually kind of cool because you put it there and then you managed to time it well where you kept turning it up. But I felt like at some point you were, come on, you got to vary it up, my friend. You got to vary it up. And you were doing the same thing, but I guess that fits the aesthetic. So I was very surprised by your creativity. That's as close to a compliment as you're ever going to get from me. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took it in stride. Let's see. Do you have the Malone Meets Marlowe DVDs? I've been learning that stuff. I was just talking about that. I was literally just talking about that. I forgot what the context was. I think it was the Ed Marlowe. But I did reference that just now, mentioning the fact that somebody in the audience said, "You're going to show us another one of those?" In reference to, I think, an ace finding routine. So they're tremendous. Those are great. Chris Hannawell says head is better than magic. Yeah, head is definitely better than magic, I would say. Head while doing magic, I think, would be the goal for any magician. Could you imagine? That's the life. You're doing a trick, right? You're practicing your little sleights. You're practicing your little sleight of hand magic at the same time that you're getting some fellatio. You're getting filleted on. That's what we call the show. All right? If you could reach that peak, then I think you really can't do much else. It doesn't matter what you put on the magic community. It doesn't matter if you put out, like, the best trick, the trick of the year. You know that at some point in your life you were doing a double lift and getting double lifted, getting your balls lifted. I promise I'm usually funnier. Let's see. Pigcake, in your infinite knowledge, do you know of any books? I hate that this fucking phone, this phone holder covers precisely what you just said. Any books on casino past posting. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Casino past posting. I have no idea what you mean by that. I do have some books that talk about gambling in a sense of the great one by Di Vernon on the Center Deal. I think The Magician and the Card Sharp is great. There's a book that was introduced by Penn Jillette on gambling. I don't have it in the same spot as that one, but I've always found that book particularly interesting. I don't know where I have it, but it's a book essentially that's on how to cheat, right? So it's about this guy that goes from town to town and he befriends people and he, fucks women and then he cheats on games and he'll fuck the wife of whoever is hosting the game. And he's going through that process. And I always found the book to be very cringy because it makes this fictional person and pretends like this guy exists that goes from town to town, and his full-time job is essentially making money. And he talks in the first chapter as to how you have to have no soul whatsoever. You can't get attached to any city. You're always moving. You're renting motel rooms, but you're making 100 grand every week essentially. And I remember reading that particular book. And Penn Jillette wrote the introduction. If anybody knows the book that I'm talking about, please mention it because I forgot the title. And I think the cover of the book is also different than the actual content. So the cover, I think, is like a fake one to throw you off from the actual content of the book. But I need to find it again because it's just the cringiest shit. But it does have some rudimentary, gambling techniques. It does have some, does show some like passes, I guess, some gambling related cheating moves. But I just remember reading it and just fucking like, ugh. I felt violated reading that particular book. But if anybody knows what it's called, Piggy, why do all my Hispanic customers pay in cash? Because they get paid in cash. All right, that's the way it works. Those motherfuckers have been finessing the IRS since they crossed the Rio Grande, okay, to get over here. So they get paid in cash. They finagle the IRS, they finesse the IRS, and they pay you in cash, my friend, because you cannot trace that. They're living in 2035, while we're here in 2021, okay? So if you're not on cash, you're doing it wrong. If you're not getting paid in cash, you're doing it wrong. And they're doing it right. So if you think that that's an issue, then you, my friend, are are fucking missing out. His full-time job is essentially making money. Is that what I said? His full-time job is essentially cheating people to make money. That's what I said. All right. If I didn't say that, then I misspoke. I apologize. God damn it. You dropped like 20 on me today. How to Cheat Your Friends at Poker. Thank you. Yes, that's the book. How to Cheat Your Friends at Poker. That's definitely the book, but it's weird. I really wish everybody could read this shit. I remember finding it in Barnes & Nobles and I copped it immediately. But if I find it, I do want to read it again. I might try to do that today, right now as a matter of fact, just because it's such a weird one. And he does explicitly talk about fucking, like the wives of husbands that he wants to get back with. And that's the part that I'm like, yeah, you're bullshitting. You're a fucking liar. You're just trying to suck your own dick. And nobody's going to verify you because you're anonymous. So it's an interesting book, but don't read it if you think you're going to do that. Fucking A. I hate you. Past post is when you hide high value poker chips under low value ones. It's essentially underrepresented in gambling demos. Simon Lavelle has a wonderful book called How to Cheat at Everything. And he does talk about that one from what I remember. That's another great book. See, speaking of that, this is the book club live stream. I've realized now we've done essentially a book club live stream with full virginity. But Simon Lavelle has a great book called How to Cheat at Everything. It talks about that. It talks about holding out, right? There's a lot dedicated to that. It talks about carnival scams. It's one of my favorite books just because of how comprehensive it is. It's like that thick. It's a thick boy. And he goes through pretty much everything. Carnival scams. He goes over card cheating techniques. He goes over three-card Monte, casino scamming, and all that. And I just found it to be a tremendous read. Again, it does have a fictional person that they follow throughout. So I believe in the book it's called Freddy the Fox is his fictional interpretation of each person. So how Freddy the Fox was his mentor, essentially, and taught him everything. And really, Freddy the Fox is an amalgam of everybody he's ever met in each field that he happens to talk about. So, great book. But Simon Lavelle, I imagine that he wrote that when he wasn't trashed out of his mind. Poor guy. Oh, sorry. Piggy is still in his internship with Illusionist. Yeah, unpaid internship. God fucking damn it. Um, let's see. The floor man will give you your money back if someone is playing angles. Chips have to be in view. They'll check the cameras for you in big pots. Yeah, I imagine that's more for home games. So you're definitely doing home game stuff. You're not cheating any fucking casino, that's for sure. Funny enough, I found out that a former student of mine is now a fucking dealer at a casino. So that's kind of funny, right? That his handles for cards are probably better than mine. But my handles for cheats are better than yours, buddy. Buddies, I've always been interested at what they teach you in dealer school in terms of how to shuffle and how to hide, how to hide the identity of cards best from people that could be looking to try to get advantage play. Had a guy at Best Buy compliment me on my piggy sweater today. You're getting famous, bro. Yeah, I know. That's what happens. That's why it's redundant when people like Daniel tell me, "Hey, man, this girl I know said that you're kind of funny and you're kind of a cool guy." I'm like, Daniel, you know how often that happens to me. Hmm? You know how often that happens to me, especially with the merch. All right, especially with the merch, that happens all the time. Okay, so imagine the best representation of me outside of myself is the merch, right? So you're still gonna get compliments because it's still something that I made. So you're welcome, friend, for getting compliments at Best Buy. If only I was as tall as my ego. Um, let's see, I'm new to the channel. How'd you come up with Pigcake? Says 2 blue roses. Very metaphorical. I've mentioned this many times. My ex-girlfriend had a dream where I went to a party, and in that party, my excuse for going was that they had a Pigcake. I wrote that down, and then about a year later, I decided, you know what, I'm going to do YouTube videos because I'm getting tired of my current job, which was teaching at the time, and I had so much time to do other things that I decided, hey, might as well do something else. So I did a channel, and then I decided to look through my notes, and I found that dreaded note entitled Pigcake. So that's why I did it. So that's where the channel came from. Well, sorry. If only I was as tall as my ego. Yeah, right. Did you avoid your student casino table in the same way? No, I was told. That this person is now a dealer, which is very funny. So I didn't see them in the act of it. More apathy mixed with optimism. I'm gonna call that the pig clap. Well, funny enough, the ladies call the pig clap a different thing entirely. They refer to it as my stroke game. Sounds like a. I'll stop talking. Right. What did you teach? I taught psychology. Funny enough. And I don't know if you know know this about the way schools work, but you'll come in there with a degree in psychology, right, with your knowledge in psychology, and they'll say, that's a social study. So now you are able to teach anything that involves social studies, which is history, which is economics, which is psychology. History, by the way, any capacity. That could be American, that could be European, that could be world. Your knowledge of psychology has now made you teach all this. So we're going to have you do maybe one psych and about 6 histories that you're not qualified to teach whatsoever. That's the way school works. So you'll have teachers that they have one passion, and I've seen this many times, that they have one thing that they're great at and they've done all their life, teach the majority of their classes be shit. So that's what I love about the school system here. So the pig clap doesn't exist. Are you on Adderall today, RB? Huh? Are you doing some Adderall here? Because you've been killing it today, you fuck. I don't even want to give you compliments anymore because I feel they're only going to reinforce your roasting of me. God damn, man. I'm being flamed out here. Jesus. You should start lying about the Pigcake origin and come up with a new story every time. Yeah, this stripper that I had relations with, and she, her nickname was Pig, and I remember at some point I was in a motel room, and I just threw a cake on her lower back to cover her tattoo. I remember her tramp stamp said cake, so I go, oh, it'd be funny if I grab a cake and I just throw it on her as I'm railing her. And then I'm going, Pigcake, and then that's how I came up with the name. So Did 52 Cards quit YouTube? I'm not sure. I haven't seen any video of his in a long time. I imagine he's been doing other stuff with that money. I think he did well with his first deck and subsequent decks, and I believe he has an app. So I think he's just been coasting essentially for the past couple years. He did a video he did like 3 videos last year, which is kind of absurd. He was very nice. He was very nice when he let me teach some stuff on his channel. So I was very nice of him. I got a lot of eyes on my channel from his, and he didn't have to. You know, he responded the day after, which is kind of ridiculous. I sent him an email. I go, hey, man, I don't know if you know my channel. And he goes, yeah, I've watched your shit. Like, I'm sure like that. But, you know, I haven't seen his stuff, which is kind of sad. You can't talk about meeting strippers. You don't want it to be believable. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I also have a dislike for, I'm not a fan of strippers. I'm not a fan of strip clubs. Which is kind of odd as an Arab man. I'm not a fan of the objectifying of women. I should be the #1 person that has nothing but objectifying thoughts about women. But I don't like that. I don't like that, believe it or not. I do not like the idea of strippers. I do not like the idea of strip clubs. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Did the Russian guy quit? What's up with him and his card tricks? I have no idea. I have no idea. That's another one too that I've seen. Maybe YouTube is the other one that's weird, man. YouTube has been rough for a lot of people. I've been consistent because I'm a retard. But I could see why. You don't get reinforcement. You don't get the same amount of views that you once had. I imagine Assad is not having that problem by any means. Russian Genius, I did notice that his videos weren't getting as many views as before. But I don't know. I mean, he was always a smart guy. He was always with his hands doing other things. He wasn't necessarily a pushover. He wasn't a rich kid by any sense, so he wasn't just coasting off that. Everything he did on its own, or on his own, which was one of the things that I very valued about Vladimir. But I haven't heard from him forever. I haven't heard from him forever. Last time I heard from him, I hid my face, essentially. I was still hiding my face. Let's see. You cake the slam, pig. Fuck. Who's your favorite president? Who's my favorite president of all time? Probably Woodrow Wilson, right? Taft. I believe Taft was a tremendous president. Just in the sake of that story that he got stuck in a bathtub because he was a fat piece of shit. And who's another good president? I'm trying to think of like obscure ones. Harrison. That's a pretty obscure one, I guess. Nobody really remembers him. Oh, fuck. Tyler. Fuck. I forgot what his name is. John Tyler? Was that a president? I think so. That was another great one. Oh, yeah, and Donald Trump. It's a joke. It's a joke. Stop. Trump. R.I.P. 2 days. Let's see what we got here. Let me look through and see if we got anything else. If not, let's see if this will be the end of this stream. I'm not sure. I wasn't planning on cheating anyone. I was just interested in it for my demos. I wanted to get something nobody seems to talk about more publicly. Says Borderless 888Y. Yeah, obviously. There's a misconception about gambling at casinos. And it's funny because you wouldn't hear about gambling incidents in casinos or cheating incidents in casinos. You wouldn't hear about the ones that they got away with. You wouldn't hear about that. You only hear about the ones that got caught. And it's very rare that they get away with it. I think one of the things that I loved looking at when I was younger was the specials that they had on cheating and gambling related things when it comes to casinos. And if it's not an inside job, they catch it immediately. Just now it's too hard. You have like 16 cameras on your hands. So imagine you're dealing with hundreds of thousands of dollars every 30 minutes. The casino is going to do their best to make sure that they keep the majority of that. So imagine not only you rigging the games, not necessarily rigging, but certainly taking advantage of the rules, but you also are making sure that anybody that does anything that could remotely give them even a little bit of advantage play, whether that's card counting or keeping good track of certain cards and odds, they'll just tell you, oh, sorry, sir, we don't want you to gamble here anymore, and you'll be kicked out. And that's within their right because they technically could do whatever the fuck they want. So cheating at a casino is definitely not anything that anybody should ever fucking do. President tier list, Jefferson, Roosevelt, the original one, and of course, #1, good old Jackson. There you go. Yeah, but now you might get canceled for saying that. You say that and you're like, all of those guys own slaves. They all own slaves. So how do you feel about having a favorite president be Jefferson, Roosevelt, and well, Roosevelt, I don't think he has. I don't think he has slaves, but you know what I mean. How to get YouTube subs and views? Mention famous magician, mention trick popularized by said magician revealed. That or here's how I fooled Penn and Teller is the other one that apparently makes your channel tremendous. RIP, is that what happens at the end of the presidential term if you get impeached twice? That's what I meant. I meant RIP didn't stand for rest in peace. It stood for represent that impeachment, Prez, right? Represent that impeachment. You know, shaky grounds on both of them. Let's see what we got here. 52 and Russian guy have girlfriends, lost their virginity, they'll never come back. There you go. That might be the other one. They said, hey, we're out. We're out. We got girlfriends. We have long-term things that we're doing now. We're no longer in the necessity of doing card tricks, all right? Because you know why you're doing card tricks. You're not doing it because you love magic, because you want to further the art. You're doing it for one thing. You want attention on yourself. And why is it that you want attention on yourself? Just for the sake of it, to impress dudes? You want to impress the ladies, my friend. So once you get the lady, what's the point of magic? I heard Assad bought a hammer. Oh, fuck. God damn, man. Jesus. Fuck. I'm exhausted from your roasting. I heard Bill Clinton got an inside job. So, twice? Did you say it twice, or did I read that twice? Like a actual retard. Fancy Stash says GOAT president ever. But yeah, you know what? I think that's it. I think that's the hot live stream. I've enjoyed this one. I think it's been a great one. I think it's definitely been a fun one among my internet quarrel. And hopefully, if I could fix it, I would have more consistent streams that I could do where I react to videos, maybe. But unfortunately, you know what's going to happen. It's never going to be. Like right now, I just saw it turn on and it turned off. So I'm going to go on Sweet Chin Music, that device right now, until it starts steaming. That's what I feel like I'm going to do. Also trying to look for that book that I mentioned in the stream. But apart from that, I got to say thank you guys, man. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go figure out different ways to touch my self.